All right, welcome everybody. I am so happy to have you joining us tonight. Thank goodness for the flexibility of technology because the weather decided not to cooperate with us today. And I guess the sad thing is that it's the first real snow that we have had this winter, at least in Des Moines. And so I'm bummed that we had to cancel our class that we were going to have in person up in Marshalltown. However, the flip side of that blessing is that we get to join together here. And so I'm sure we have some other folks. I know Sherry is joining us from Missouri. Hi, Sherry. So it's great to see some new folks that we wouldn't have seen in Marshalltown. So welcome to our online essential oils gathering. I'm so happy to have you here. My name is Skyla Mann. I don't know everybody that is hopping on, so let me just tell you a tiny bit about myself. I have been absolutely loving Young Living and all of the essential oils and all the products that go with it for almost the past 13 years. And our family has grown accustomed to this just being a way of life, which means that in our house, we breathe easier, we have fewer headaches, we sleep better, we know how to handle stress, we know how to handle digestive junk that comes and goes, and it's just been an absolute blessing. So, my goodness, Holly, you're joining us from Kosovo? How awesome is that? My word, what time is it in Kosovo? I do not know the time zone that you are in, but I'll bet it's not 7 p.m. at night. That's pretty fun. So before we get started, I'm just going to oil up myself. If you have Young Living oils at home and that kind of helps put you in the right frame of mind, grab whatever ones you like. Oh my gosh, Holly, it's 2 a.m. You're not sleeping. I just put on some Valor because Valor always helps give you confidence and calm your nerves and all of that stuff. And as many times as I have done this, it is still my highest choice to want to share as well as I can. And so a few nerves are healthy, but I want to keep that under control. I'm also going to put on a little bit of Abundance essential oil because that is one that just helps bring the good energy and the good vibes, and I certainly want to have that, and I want to communicate that to you guys as well. So very good. Let's get started. Thank you to everybody who has introduced themselves. That's awesome. Let's just go ahead and start with what we're going to be talking about tonight. So my goal is to keep this pretty brief. If you have questions or comments or testimonies of your own, that's what the chat box is for. We're going to keep this trucking along pretty fast so that we don't keep you all night. So if you're brand new and you have questions, type them in there. And I know we have some of our seasoned leaders here. If you guys see some questions that you can answer, I invite you to go ahead and jump in. So we're going to be talking about taking the first step with Young Living and what that looks like. So we have what we call a premium starter kit that comes in a gorgeous box like this. And in that box, there are a beautiful collection of essential oils. There's 10 in this part of the collection. And then there's another half of the box. So this thing kind of goes shut. It's absolutely gorgeous packaging. I love it. But down here in the bottom half, there are 2 more oils that we're going to talk about, and there's a few other samples and a couple of other goodies down here that we will cover as we go through our class. We talk about this one a lot in the beginning just because it is what most people get started with. Young Living is really wise. After being in the essential oil business for 25 years, they know what people's favorites are and what most households are going to use the most of. So that's what they have put into the collection. So as I said, our family has been using these oils for about 13 years. I don't even know how to do life without them anymore. They're everywhere in our house. in our kitchens, in our bathrooms, in my purse, in our kids' bedrooms. We have diffusers all over the house. And I am eternally grateful because Young Living, both the products and sharing the opportunity of getting started with the products, has changed every facet of our life. So I'm married. My husband's name is Brian, and we have 3 daughters, Mariah, Carlin, and Reagan. The older 2 are in college, and Reagan is a sophomore in high school. So that kind of gives you a tiny little glimpse of our family. So how many of you guys, by show of hands, how many of you know what essential oils are? So when we describe them and we define them, they are really the lifeblood of the plant, or that concentrated essence of the plant. If you've ever broken a stem of a plant open and it kind of oozes a liquid out, that is really the essence of the plant. And what we do is we distill that volatile liquid, and Young Living bottles it with a crazy amount of science incorporated into that. Okay, it is not a simple thing that we can do in our kitchen. There is tons and tons of research that goes into it, and quality assurance for sure. But if you think about what essential oils do in the environment, their purpose is to protect the plant from environmental stressors and from disease. And they also transport nutrients and oxygen throughout the plants. So what is really cool is that if that's what they do for the plant, that's also what they can do for us, okay? So, I know that essential oils have been around a very long time, but it wasn't really until I got started learning about them that I realized they can date back to more than 7,000 years. That's a really, really long time. So these are not new. They, in fact, have been documented in the scriptures. They've been discovered in ancient Egyptian tombs. And what is cool is that even after thousands and thousands of years, these essential oils have been found and they still have active phytochemical structures in them, which means they're still viable, which is amazing. So when you have pure essential oils, one of the coolest things to know is that they do not expire because there is nothing in there that would go bad, okay? One of our essential oils is called Thieves, and I will show you the bottle, okay? So this is a little 5 ml bottle of Thieves, and it has a wonderful, I kind of think it's like a Christmassy smell because it has cinnamon and clove and lemon and eucalyptus and rosemary mixed together. But Thieves is kind of a weird name. And when I first got started, the friend that introduced me to Young Living was my neighbor named Sonia. And when she told me that I might appreciate having Thieves in my house, I just looked at her and thought, yeah, no, I don't think so. That doesn't seem like a good idea, right? But let me tell you about this oil. There was an old legend, and during the time of the plague, about 4 thieves were walking among the dead and the dying because it was the time of the plague, okay? And they were robbing them. And the story goes that they never contracted the plague, okay? They were protected. And it was because of the oils that they were anointing themselves with. And so here's what we take from that story, okay? If it worked for them, why wouldn't this same formula work for us now? And in fact, I am a wholehearted, fully fledged believer that it does, because our family has been using this for the last 13 winters. Nobody out of the 5 of us has contracted the flu. None of us do the flu vaccine. And we diffuse it. We rub it on our feet. We make hot tea out of it and add a couple of drops of this with some honey and maybe some lemon and sip on it. There are all kinds of things that we can do to fortify our immune system so that our body is the one that is really working the hardest, okay? And it doesn't mean that we'll never get sick. We get little things here and there, okay? And who knows, maybe someday we will get the flu. But what I know is that when we do feel things coming on, we have tools in our tool belt that can go after that immediately. And they work with our body, not against it, okay? So in the Whole Thieves line, so this essential oil is key because Young Living has made a ton of products out of this that are extremely beneficial. So we have household cleaner. In fact, I have a bottle of that here. This is remarkable. In fact, just yesterday, we had our cleaning helpers come. They cleaned our house, and when they come to our house, I asked them kindly to please only use my Thieves cleaner because I do not permit or use any toxic cleaners in my house. I haven't for over 13 years, and I would like to keep it a haven of, you know, a chemical-free zone. So this is a concentrate. We take about a capful or however strong you want to make it, depending on what you're cleaning, and we mix a capful of this in a big, you know, spray bottle, add water to it to fill it up, and that becomes your all-purpose cleaner that you can use all over your house. There's two things that really sold me on this, you guys. The first one is the price. So the price of this is roughly $23, $24. And you get 14.4 ounces in here. But the cool thing is that that makes approximately 25 to 30 bottles of cleaner, which means that each bottle is costing roughly 80 cents. And there is nowhere I can go to any health food store or any box store and get a toxin-free, all-natural, environmentally safe household cleaner for 80 cents a bottle. It's just not going to happen, okay? So I love that I can save money. I also love that it is completely safe for my children, my pets. I heard a story once that a mom had taken her jewelry off and put it in a little glass before she went to bed in the kitchen, and she poured some household cleaner in the cup to clean her jewelry, which is something that you can totally do. And in the middle of the night, her daughter got up and toddled out to the kitchen where she was thirsty, and she, in her sleepy slumber, just grabbed the cup that was close to the sink to get a drink and took a sip of that and realized right away, oh my goodness, that wasn't water, that was actually household cleaner. Now, I'm not advising that we drink the household cleaner, but the good news is that if it should happen, it is safe, okay? And the mom took all of the necessary precautions and called poison control, and they said, please read us the ingredients on the back. And when she did, they said, you have an amazing cleaner. There is no reason for concern. You know, maybe have your daughter drink some extra water to flush it out, whatnot, but she will be fine. And there was no need for alarm. Those are the kinds of products that I want to surround our family with because I know that they are totally safe, okay? And it's just a bonus that when you're done cleaning, it smells like you've been baking. So I've had many, many times after I've done my floors or my counters, had people come over and said, oh, what are you baking? It smells like cinnamon in here. I'm like, oh, nothing. I just cleaned, you know? So that's a total bonus. Some of the other things, we're not going to talk about all of them, but some of the other things that Young Living uses the Thieves Essential Oil in include toothpaste, mouthwash, even dental floss, believe it or not. We have the most amazing little hand sanitizer, which comes in a couple of different sizes, but this one is fantastic for your backpack. Hand sanitizer that is safe. We have foaming hand soap. We have a handy little Thieves spray that you can use on the go, and just all kinds of great things. Not to mention, or not to forget, laundry detergent and dish soap and things like that. So the list goes on and on. Once you fall in love with thieves, you will know that you have kind of taken the toxin-free lifestyle to a whole nother level, okay? So next up, let's talk about why Young Living, okay? So how many of you know, you can use the chat box or you can raise your hand, how many of you know that there are essential oils available literally everywhere? Have you seen them at the grocery store? Have you seen them at the gas station? Have you seen essential oils in a department store? I have literally seen them sold almost everywhere. And so one of the most common questions that I get from new people that I'm sharing Young Living with is they say, Skyla, I understand that essential oils are good. I understand that they will benefit my health, but tell me, what is the big deal about why Young Living? Okay? And here are some of the things that we need to know. Young Living is the only health and wellness company that has a seed to seal promise. And this means that we oversee every step of the process, from the soil the seed is planted in to the sealed bottle that is delivered to your doorstep. That is critically important, my friends, okay? Because not all essential oils are created equally. Other companies might add synthetics, contaminants, and cheap fillers without regulation because they want to beef up their profit margin, okay? So the less real essential oil that's in the bottle, the cheaper it is for them to make and the greater their profit margin. Young Living really has one foundational principle, and that is we never make a product for a profit. We always make a product for a purpose. And you could go through, this is our product guide. We have over 600 different essential oils and essential oil infused products. You could go through this entire catalog, and there is not a single thing in here that was developed and marketed just for profit. It was because somebody needed it. And there are stories all day long. I was just at a class last night over at my friend Sonia's house. Hello, Sonia. And she recounted stories that she had heard about people she knew that our founder, Gary Young, had literally developed the product for that person. It helped that person. And then voila, it becomes a product in our product line, because if it helps one person, odds are good that it may help several. And that is the story of how we have grown to 600 products. It's pretty fascinating. So Young Living is committed to ethical and sustainable production practices. We are committed to giving back and improving communities around the world where we have our own corporate-owned farms and partner farms and seed-to-seal certified suppliers. Young Living even has this amazing organization called the Young Living Foundation that serves these communities and proactively participates in disaster relief. So one of my most special trips that I've ever been on, and I know a few of the others that are watching tonight have been, is to Guayaquil, Ecuador, and we've driven to a little tiny area called Chongong, where there is the Young Living Academy. And this is a school that we support and fund because we want the children of the people in that community, and a lot of them are people that work at the Young Living Farm, we want them to get a great education and go on to realize their hopes and their dreams. It is so amazing and just humbling to be part of that process. And we have lots of organizations around the world that we support. So it is important to note that Young Living is the first in the essential oil industry to be recognized by the US government for setting the gold standard for compliance programs with importing plant materials. We're proud to have gone above and beyond any other companies in this industry to establish the Lacey Act compliance program. This is why Young Living has always been and will always be the world leader in essential oils. All right, now let's talk a little bit about how we use them. Okay, we call this the ABCs of essential oil use. A, we can apply them. B, we can breathe them. And C, we can consume them. Okay, so that in a nutshell kind of explains many of the ways that we use them. You can see back behind me, I have one diffuser here. I actually have another diffuser over here, and I have another diffuser here to show you. They're not all running at this moment, but display is important, right? So as we go through these oils that are in the Premium Starter Kit, I'm going to share some of my favorite ways to use them, but trust me, there is no way in the short amount of time that this class happens, there's no way that I will be able to tell you all of the ways. So use that chat box if you have a favorite way that you like to use the oils, okay? Let's go ahead and start with lemon vitality oil. So I'm going to take this. You can use this display, believe it or not. It has a little Velcro button on the back, and so you can open it up, kind of go like this, and you can set this right on your counter if you would like to have a beautiful display. One of the things I'll tell you about oils is that it really helps to have them visible, to remind yourself to use them daily, hourly, however often you need to. It's nice to have them easily accessible. Okay, so lemon vitality. If you have yours, take a nice deep whiff. If you don't have it, here's what I want you to do. Close your eyes and imagine me cutting a fresh lemon on a cutting board, and imagine that little, burst of lemon zest. That is exactly what I'm smelling when I smell this bottle, okay? Lemon vitality is one of the most versatile of the vitality oils. It's beneficial to every system of your body. You can put several drops in a gel cap, and you can take it as a dietary supplement. You can also add it to a glass of water to help flush toxins out and to add flavor to your meals, like rice with chicken. This classic oil can also be used to clean your whiteboard. We have any, I know we have some teachers because I see Miss Stacy. If you have a whiteboard in your classroom or a dry erase board, even in your kitchen, sometimes someone forgets and uses a Sharpie. You can put a little drop of lemon oil and rub that right off. It's very handy. You can also use it to wipe down your counters. You can use it to clean your produce if you don't have the Thieves Fruit and Veggie Wash, which I recommend you get. And moms, if your kids ever get gum in their hair, lemon oil is an excellent oil to remove that, okay? So that's a really fun one that is great to have in your purse, because at restaurants, I always love to put a little drop of lemon in my water. Okay, we're gonna move on to peppermint. Oh, I love the ideas that you guys are typing in, oh my gosh, lemon oil in blueberry muffins. That sounds amazing. Okay, next up is peppermint vitality. And one thing I want to tell you real quick, we have both the classic labels, which are generally a solid color, and then the vitality oils are usually white labels with the color of whatever that was. So this is peppermint. Peppermint comes in the regular classic version. It also comes in the vitality version. What you need to know, if you are checking this out for the first time, is that the oil inside the bottle is exactly the same. We have unique labeling options to satisfy an FDA requirement, so that we can speak about these being used internally. And the classic labels, we talk about using topically and aromatically. So don't want to confuse anybody. It's the same oil. And sometimes I actually throw out tips for both ways. Just know that if I throw out a tip for classic peppermint, it's because peppermint all smells the same, right? So, okay, so for peppermint vitality, this one can be used to support your digestive system and your musculoskeletal system. Athletes love to put a drop of peppermint in their water to help with stamina and endurance. A little personal story of my own. Oftentimes my husband goes to the gym early in the morning, and I do not wake up at the same time that he does. But what I usually use for my alarm is the aroma of peppermint, because I can smell him standing at his dresser, putting peppermint on him to kind of increase his stamina, his energy, to kind of wake him up a little bit. It's the last thing he does before he goes out the door and goes to the gym. So if anybody has an aromatic alarm clock like that, I would love to hear it. It's pretty fun. So you can use peppermint for helping you stay alert and focused. If you're a student, it's great to use while you're studying for a test, and then use it again when you're taking the test, and it helps you recall information. You can also apply it topically on muscles after physical activity. The next oil we're going to introduce is one called Digize. And if somebody would type that word in, just so everybody knows how that is spelled, it's kind of a different word, but Digize essential oil is for everything digestive. And this one is actually a blend of oils. So when we talked about lemon and peppermint, those are single oils. They're just, the lemon fruit, and they actually get it from the rind of the fruit, or the peppermint plant. But Digize is a blend of 8 essential oils, specifically formulated to aid in proper digestion and support a healthy digestive system. Okay, you can mix a drop of Digize Vitality with 4 drops carrier oil in a gel cap, and you can take it to enhance your wellness. Okay, specifically your gut wellness. Okay, you can also put a drop of Digize in your hand, and you can apply it right over your stomach for a calming experience, perhaps if you have overeaten, or perhaps a calming experience if you're traveling by boat or by plane or by car. Okay, this is a great one. I will tell you that it has fennel in it. So some people love the smell of Digize because it reminds them of black licorice. Some of you might say, ooh, black licorice, not my favorite smell. That's okay. We have oils for everybody. You don't have to love the same ones, but it is extremely effective. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about Panaway. And this is the first one that is not a vitality oil. So see that bright blue label? That is a beauty. So Panaway is a classic oil formulated by Gary Young himself to soothe sore muscles after we exercise. You can apply it to your wrists or to your back or your head after you might be sitting in a car or a computer all day long. And it is an oil that you probably are going to want to have extra of, okay? Have it wherever you go, because we can't plan accidents and, little trips or falls or anything like that. And it's really important that we have this one with us in the moment that we need it. That is really when they are most effective, okay? So I'm sure some of you have some amazing Panaway stories. We certainly have. I recall one time when our middle daughter was playing basketball, and she got her finger kind of, pulled back by a defending player, and came off the court and was really, complaining that her finger hurt. And so I immediately pulled out the Panaway. We got it on it. She finished the game. We went home, still a little sore. The next morning I looked at it. It was really swelling and it was getting different colors. We kept putting Panaway on it and some other oils. And finally I said, we should go get this checked out. And sure enough, you guys, one of the rare times that we had to take our kids to the doctor, we went and she had it x-rayed, and by golly, that thing was broken. And I was so stunned, and I thought, oh my gosh, either my child has an insanely high threshold for pain, or this stuff is actually pretty effective, because I did not think that was normal. So Panaway is amazing for, you know, lower back muscles. Like right now, bless her heart, our youngest was just out shoveling the driveway for like an hour. And I'm pretty sure that that might feel good to have some Panaway on her back and shoulders, because that's not something we have done yet this year. So we're kind of using some new muscles. So keep that one handy. Next up, we have Citrus Fresh. Citrus Fresh is a blend of oils. Oh, and it's so delightful. The one that they snuck into this blend that is so surprising to the nose is spearmint. So it's filled with citrus oils like grapefruit, tangerine. I'm probably going to forget one. Orange and lemon. Is there mandarin in that one? There's something kind of unique. You guys can help me out if I've forgotten one. And then it has a little bit of spearmint to kind of just give it a little zing. This one is great to eliminate harsh chemical-laden cleaners and sprays in your home. Its fresh aroma eliminates odors from pets, cooking, laundry, and even stinky sneakers. You can add it to baking soda to make your own carpet freshener, cat litter box freshener, or even deodorant for pennies on the dollar. You can also add it to a bottle of distilled water and spray it safely on your linens, furniture, and curtains. I also love to put Citrus Fresh on my wool dryer balls and toss those in the dryer. It's really important as you are detoxing your home to kick those dryer sheets to the curb, okay? They are super toxic. All you have to do is Google it. You know, health, there are no health benefits, but the health scares of dryer sheets, and you will come up with a long list of things that you're going to want to avoid. All right, moving right along. How's everybody doing? Do we need to take a halftime stretch or anything? Next one up is Raven, and Raven is awesome this time of year. Whew. One of the things that I love to do is just put a drop on my fingers and just rub it right on my chest and on my neck. And it really opens and supports that respiratory system. So it's a huge complement to our immune system and our respiratory system. It has a very uplifting aroma, which is awesome. You can put it on your back or your chest before you do yoga or working out. And it just helps you get a really nice, full, deep breath. One idea is mixing it with some V6 massage oil or whatever your favorite massage oil is for an invigorating massage. And it helps just, again, just help you breathe deeply, savor all of that. Raven is a popular essential oil blend sought to diffuse at night. So when you're sleeping, you want to help. If you want your partner to sleep more quietly, Raven is a fantastic oil to diffuse or apply topically to those airways. Okay, hope you catch my drift on that one. It's also a good one to put in a warm bath. You can mix it with Epsom salt. That's what we recommend for all bath time oiling uses, because that Epsom salt absorbs the oils and then it helps disperse them evenly in the bath so you don't have all your oils floating on the top. All right, next up, sometimes I start with this one, but lavender essential oil. This is like the granddaddy of them all. And even people who have not delved headfirst into essential oils, even those folks know about the benefits of lavender. So a couple of big categories. Lavender is great for your skin, and lavender is amazing for helping you calm down and relax. And there's a million other things that it does. But it truly is one of the most versatile, which is why it has the nickname of being the Swiss Army knife of all essential oils. Okay, it's the oil that you want to have in your home and on you at all times, because you never know what's going to happen. You can diffuse it. You can apply it on your feet. You can spray it on your pillow for a restful night's sleep. Lavender is well known for its skin protecting properties. And in fact, Young Living has an entire lavender infused personal care line. So we've got bath and shower gel. We have lotion. We have shampoo and conditioner and probably some other things that I'm not even thinking about. And we have the most gorgeous lavender farms on the planet. So I'm just going to throw this out for fun. If you have not had an opportunity to visit a real lavender farm, go to Mona, Utah if you live in the US. If you live in Kosovo, you might want to go to France and visit the Young Living Farm, because it is an epic experience to be surrounded by all of that plant life, all of that color. And when you walk into the distillery and you get a whiff of that, it will change your life. Trust me. Okay, we've got a couple other oils that I want to share with you about. So this one is frankincense. This comes in the starter kit. Can you believe that? This is one of the most highly sought after, most valued and cherished and treasured oils on the planet. And it comes in the starter collection, with I just think that's amazing. So this oil is obviously cherished and treasured and revered. It is amazing for our emotional support. So a good place to put it for me is on the back of my neck, right at the base of my brainstem. I love to take a nice, long, deep breath, and with whatever is left on my hands, I love to rub it on my face, because you know what else frankincense is great for, is keeping us looking youthful, okay? It helps with all of those skin issues, whether it be dark spots or skin tags or wrinkles or whatever. Young Living knows the secret to beauty. And what they do often is they infuse our skincare line with frankincense essential oil. And it is fantastic. So for all the emotional reasons, for all of the skin reasons, frankincense is amazing. And you can diffuse it too. I know a lot of yoga teachers that like to diffuse frankincense during class because it's very calming to the spirit, and it helps people get centered and connected. So you may enjoy using it for that reason as well. 3 more oils that come in this collection. This one is Valor, and we've already talked about that a little bit because I used my Valor roll-on before we got started tonight. But Valor is a beautiful oil. See if you can see this. Do you see what color that is? This one is blue when it comes out, which is pretty darn cool. And Valor is amazing for confidence, for courage. They kind of have nicknamed it Courage in a Bottle. It's also amazing for all things electrical in your body. Did you know that we have an electrical current that actually runs up and down our vertebrae? So to keep everything in alignment, both physically and energetically, Valor is a great oil to rub up and down your spine. And if by chance you live alone, did you know that there is a wooden tool that you can get, and you can actually put a bottle of oil, they've got it rigged up so that the little hole will hold a bottle of oil, and you can put a roller top on that oil, and you can actually rub it up and down your spine all by yourself, which is pretty darn awesome. So where there's a will, there's a way. My favorite book that I read of 2019 is Everything is Figure-Outable by Marie Forleo. And I think that's a really good motto to have when you're oiling, because if you want to figure something out, you will, okay? Let's talk about the last 2. So these are the 2 oils that come in the bottom of your box, okay? Now, if we have any new oilers here, let's just talk this through, folks, okay? I'm the coach. I want to make sure you have success. When you open your box, the oils are on top, okay? They're very easy to see. They're bright and colorful. There is a trap door under your oils. You actually have to take hold of this beautiful gold ribbon, and you have to pull off that top to reveal the next level, okay? So think of it as leveling up. This is just a game, but you want to keep digging until you get to the bottom of your box because it's worth it, okay? So in the bottom, you have 2 more oils, and they are worth digging for. So the first one is Peace and Calming. This is another oil that when you use it, it has a beautiful kind of a dark green, almost army green color. If I rub this on and Valor, I'm gonna peace out and just go to sleep right here in the middle of class, you guys. It might happen. I'm gonna have to tag somebody else in to finish. So Peace and Calming, what do you imagine it does? It brings the peace and it calms the soul. And what's awesome is that it can do it for humans, it can do it for pets, it can do it for little babies, it can do it for the energy in a room. Whatever you need to bring peace and calm to, this can do it. We apply it topically, we can diffuse it. One of the coolest tips that I learned at an Animals and Oils conference that I attended recently, and some of you I know have big dogs with fluffy tails, even if you have little dogs with fluffy tails, the veterinarian that was speaking said, those of you that have golden retrievers or similar kind of dog, you have the best diffusers ever. All you have to do is put a drop of oil on your dog's tail and invite them to follow you through the house, and they will wag that tail and they will diffuse everywhere they go. And I thought, that is such a great idea. How have I never heard that? All these years I've been rubbing it on my dog's ears. So use your dog's tail as a diffuser. I think that's great. All right, the last oil in the kit, this one is very special to me. It's called Stress Away. And I wear this as a perfume many, many days just because it smells so delicious. This is also the oil that I have received the most compliments on when I am out in public. And people will say, oh my gosh, what perfume are you wearing? And I always just say, oh, it's a blend of essential oils called Stress Away. You know about that, right? And that's a great conversation starter. So don't be afraid to wear those. I also like to call this my vacation in a bottle, because if I can't get to my favorite vacation spot, I will use this. But you know what? If this weather cooperates, I'm going to my favorite vacation spot tomorrow morning. So I don't even have to wear it. I'm just going to go. And hopefully the sun is shining on the other side. So that is exciting, but we need to get this weather straightened out first. Okay, let's talk about a couple of other things. There's a couple of accessories that are in this kit. And I'm going to pull my sleeves up here so that I can demonstrate. This is very important that everybody knows how to do this, okay? So take your bottle of oil, and we are going to transform this thing, okay? So right now, on the top of the bottle, it has a plastic orifice. Can I admit to you that that was a new word to me 13 years ago? I did not know that that was an orifice. But this is where the oils come out. And honestly, if you can see that, there's a big hole in the center. That's not where the oil comes out. That's where the air goes into the bottle. In the ring around that hole somewhere, there's a little tiny pinhole. That is actually where the oil comes out. But what we're going to do is we're going to transform this into a roller bottle. Young Living is gracious enough to include 2 roller tops. And you can purchase these separately if you love having rollers on your oils, which it is very handy, especially if you have children. You can purchase a pack of 10 of these very economically, okay? And then you can just pop the tops off everything. So here's what I do. I just use my thumb and I pop that plastic orifice right off. I am going to take my roller top. I'm just going to set it on. Now, I don't know if you can see. I pushed it down just gently. It's not attached yet. If I turned this bottle over, I would dump Stress Away all over. But here's the secret, my friends. So just set it on top. You're going to take your lid and you're just going to screw it on. And I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, I didn't hear it click this time. But sometimes I can actually hear it click and that thing locks into place. So your lid is your lever. And you're just going to screw it down lock it into place. And now I have a wonderful roller applicator that I can use in the dark. I don't have to count drops, whatever, okay? If you just want to be sure that you get it where you want it to go, no problem. Now, here's the good news. If you empty this bottle, you do not have to throw away your roller top. You simply unscrew it. Again, you're going to use your cap for leverage, and you just pry that thing off, okay? My lid is right here. I'm going to keep this for another bottle, and I'm simply going to put my plastic orifice back on. There we go. Okay, so it's that simple. You never have to throw away your roller tops. Okay, you can just keep reusing those over and over and over. All right, the last thing that I will share with you that comes in this starter kit is the elixir of life, my friends. It is called Ningxia Red, and Stacy's going crazy. She's like, pick me, pick me. So have you got yours next to you? No, in the morning. Most of us like to drink our Ningxia Red in the morning because it fortifies our body with all kinds of nutrients. I just picture it when I drink this stuff. I picture this gigantic waterfall of vitamins and minerals washing over the insides of me. I really do visualize that. And I just hope it gets into every little nook and cranny in my body, because I am not a perfect person. And if I drink enough Ningxia Red, I figure I can flood my body with antioxidants and vitamins and minerals and all the goodness that are going to help fill in the voids of the mistakes that I might make. So this drink, let me tell you just a wee little bit. I got to go back to my Ningxia Red page here. Here's what it looks like. It comes in two forms. You can get it in a bottle, or you can get these handy little pouches. These are great for travel. We'll be taking them with us tomorrow on our trip so that we have plenty of Ningxia with us. You can freeze them. Simply set them out on your porch right now and they shall freeze, and you can have a Ningxia Red popsicle tomorrow, okay? But this stuff is amazing. And let me just share a little bit. Ningxia Red is kind of a funny name. Would you agree? But Ningxia is actually the name of a province in China where we get our wolfberries. The elderly in this community live to be centenarians, which means well over 100 years. They contribute their longevity and health to the wolfberry, which is full of dense nutrition. The wolfberry contains 4 times the nutrients of any other type of goji berry from any other province due to the volcanic ash and the glacial runoff that is in this northern province of China. There are actually 17 different species of wolfberries, but only the Ningxia wolfberry has a complete phytonutrient profile. It is higher in vitamin C than oranges and higher in beta carotene than carrots. It's also high in vitamin E and protein, and it has amino acids, 21 trace minerals, 6 essential fatty acids, and vitamins B1, B2, and B6. Ningxia Red is a very high antioxidant puree, which means that it helps support our body's natural defense against aging. Who wants to fight off some aging? Just me? I mean, seriously, it works and it feels good. Let's see. Dr. Richard Cutler of the National Institutes of Health said the amount of antioxidants that you maintain in your body is directly proportional to how long you live. So, a bottle a day keeps the coroner away. Just kidding. No, I made that up. That's not in the script, my friends. But I'm just saying it might keep you young a lot longer, okay? The dense nutrition in this liquid supplement supports every single system in your body, including your immune system, even our emotional well-being, because guess what? Our gut and our emotions are connected, okay? It contains high-quality juices, including blueberry, pomegranate, plum, cherry, and aronia. But amazingly, even with these juices added, Ningxia Red still supports normal blood sugar levels. That's pretty awesome. It offers cardiovascular support and protects normal liver and brain functions. There are no other products like Ningxia Red on the market. Mark my words. Ningxia Red is perfect for the person who is looking for the easy button for whole body wellness or just looking to maintain a greater amount of energy. Ningxia Red and Thieves are Young Living's top 2 products in the whole company because they both help you accomplish your health goals no matter what your goals are, okay? So again, you can drink as much of this as you want to, but this might surprise some of you. 2 ounces, so that's basically like a little shot glass or one of these, that is a daily recommended serving. So it doesn't take much. You do not have to drink 24 ounces of this to make an impact on your health. And I absolutely love that. So we do all kinds of fun things with Ningxia. And I know some of you are super creative. I've seen people make Ningxia gummies that are delicious to eat, kind of like a little fun gummy vitamin for kids. I've seen Ningxia popsicles. I've seen Ningxia slushies. We make a Ningxia mocktail drink with some other yummy things that come in the Ningxia line, like Ningxia Zing. And we have one that's called Ningxia Nitro that is great for cognitive fitness. And so there's all kinds of fun things that we can do with that. Alrighty. Okay, the last thing I want to talk to you about are the diffusers. And sometimes it's kind of nice to see a diffuser in person or on Zoom as opposed to on a piece of paper. So this is the Desert Mist diffuser. And this is just one of the diffusers that you might choose if you want to become a member with this essential oil premium starter kit. And I just thought it might be fun if I showed you how this thing comes apart. So this is made of plastic, but it's a nice durable plastic. It looks very attractive. The top shell comes off. Underneath, we have this little lid, and in here is the water well, okay? So I am going to, let's see if I can elevate this just a wee bit. I'm going to add some water. And there's a little line in here, so you'll know how much to add. And then we simply add our oils. I'm going to put in some abundance tonight. We put it right into the well. And I usually do anywhere from, I don't know, 4 to 6 drops of oil. Honestly, it depends on your preference, and it depends on the size of your room. So I'm in my office right now, and my office is just a normal bedroom size. It's not huge, so having 3 diffusers running is more than enough. That's not normal. But if I were upstairs in the family room, which is a much more open space, I might do 6 or 8 drops of essential oil. Okay, there's a couple little buttons on the back here. We can turn it on, and it even has different light settings. Now, I'm not sure with the lighting that I've got going if you can really see that or not, but there are all kinds of settings. You may choose to turn the light off if you're using it in your bedroom and you don't really want to have a bright light beside you. Go ahead and turn it off. But if you like having a little disco party, you might want it on the rotating setting where it will turn colors on its own, which is pretty darn fun. So that is one of the diffusers. There are several more that you can check out online if you are in the market for a premium starter kit. So most people, when they get started with Young Living, do choose a collection, either the essential oils kit that we talked about tonight. There is a Thieves premium starter kit, a Ningxia Red starter kit. And then there's also a Savvy Minerals, which is our amazing makeup and skincare line. So usually people choose one or more of those. I know it's hard to decide sometimes between oils and Ningxia and Thieves. And so a lot of people will just say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do all three. It is an investment under $600 to go ahead and start with all three of those. But when you do that, you're taking care of your immune and energy with the Ningxia. You're taking care of getting all of the toxins out of the home by replacing all of your things with Thieves. And you've got all of the essential oils for all the other health and emotional reasons. So that's always a great choice. The essential oils collection that we went through tonight is $165. And if there are other products that you are wanting, so what I always recommend is talk to the person that introduced you or invited you tonight. Talk to them about what it is that you are wanting to address first, because we all have health goals, right? And we want to make this personal for you. That's the beauty of it. One of the most handy tools that I've got, and we can certainly help you guys get these if you haven't seen this before, but this is called the Transfer Bind Sheet. And it is so much fun. It's almost like a little game. You go down the columns and check off, for instance, in the vitamins and supplements line, how many of these products do I currently use from anywhere? Okay, do I use a protein powder? Do I use a multivitamin? Do I use some kind of fiber supplement? And whatever you use, you simply just check the box. How many of you guys remember 1980 when they had carbon copies of everything? Do you guys remember carbon copies? I thought that was so fascinating when I was younger. Well, look at this. This is the modern day version. It's like magic. So you check all those things off, and what is revealed underneath is the Young Living equivalent. So if you use a multivitamin, we have a wonderful one called Master Formula. Okay. If you use toothpaste, we have an entire line that is the Thieves toothpaste. So this is a handy way to get started when you think about what your health goals are and where you're going. We want to make this personal to you. So you can get the premium starter kit. You can add on whatever other products might bless your life. And then we get started. So there's only a couple of things that you need to do if you are in the mood and this is the right time for you. Just ask the person that invited you for their referral number, and they will help you know where to go online. It's very simple. We've got a website that you can log into. And I'm going to have you go back to the person that you talked to, because I'm afraid if I give the website, then we always run that risk that you won't get connected with the person. So talk to the person who invited you. If you found this by a miracle and you said, I just landed here, I don't know how I got here, then I would love for you to talk to me, okay? And I shall help you get started. But I hope that this information tonight was helpful. I hope that you gained a few new ideas. I'm super grateful to all the people who contributed their ideas in the chat box, because that's always helpful to just get some other people's insights. When we are able to gather together in person like we did last night at Sonia's house, oh my gosh, the stories are flying so fast. And last night, Sonia has a great big long table. We had stories going at one end and different stories going at the other end. So I wasn't really able to open it up tonight for everybody, but I encourage you to get together with the people in your area and share those stories, because it is so important and it's so much fun to oil together. So thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and then I will turn off the recording